Does anyone else make their own tea blends? This is a blend of raspberry leaf and something else, I'm not sure, with a little bit of honey. Apparently it's really good for when you're on your period. We've finally made it to the end of editing this image. We've done frequency separation, we've done dodge and burn, and we've done color correcting, and now we're going to color grade. We're gonna color grade this image, and I'm gonna do like a lot of different things and show you guys my go-tos for color grading, especially color grading brown skin. So we've got the retouching done. Let's look at the before and after of the retouching. Incredible, incredible, incredible. Thank you so much for sticking around for the frequency separation, dodge and burn, and color grading, retouching videos. The image looks beautiful. And now we're going to color grade. So the first thing I do with color grading is always try to get a super neutral looking image. I like to make the image as neutral in color as possible to then add the colors I want back into it. So we're going to, we're going to go to layer, and we're going to go to new fill layer, solid color, and let's see, we're going to do overlay. Sometimes I do overlay, sometimes I do soft, I think it's soft light. And then we're going to add a peachy tone. We're going to lower the opacity a bit. And it adds this beautiful wash of like just peach. I love it, but we're going to ruin it. Okay, so now I'm going to duplicate that layer and then add a more cool toned layer so that we have a more neutral palette to start with. I really like to start out like this and then to add the colors back in. The first thing I'm going to do is add more warmth back into her skin without bringing the highlights down and the shadows up. So a way I like to do that is by going to layer, new fill layer, going to solid color, and maybe doing like a burnt orange. And this is where you can really experiment in Photoshop. And this is where I would really suggest that you spend some time just playing around, just f***ing around in Photoshop. So, yeah, okay, so I love this golden bronzy vibe. So, but I don't want it to be too orange. I don't want it to be too red. So I like that. Now let's experiment with some gradient maps. Not gradient map. Gradient map is something else. So the gradient, it is gradient map. So gradient map is very interesting. It's, for me, it's very hit or miss. Like, I don't really know how most gradients are gonna look on my image until I actually play around with it, which I feel like is the fun part of Photoshop. Like, you just have no idea. So, I don't want more black, so let's try to take this and make it a bit blue. Oh wow, that's cool. Blue, but more like navy blue. Yeah, it really makes the background look gray, which is pretty cool. And then let's take this and okay, I can see that. I'm kind of digging this green vibe. Okay. Let's look what it looks like inversed. Not too crazy. All right, so also I like to add my my color grading steps into a folder so I can do before and after. All right, so now to me the image is looking a bit yellow, especially in here. And so I'm gonna go to color balance and I'm going to just add a bit more blue to the image, a bit more magenta to the image, and a bit more cyan to the image. And now let's lower this a bit. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to Selective Color, which when I first learned how to do Photoshop, Selective Color was like my favorite thing to play with. Like, look at this. I think that's so cool. Okay, but so what we want to do is essentially with the yellows, we're going to add less blue. So we're just going to lower that. We're going to add less yellow to the yellow as well. And then we're going to add a little bit less magenta. If we want to make the yellow, like make her look real tan, we can bring up the black in the yellow. If we want to make her look real white, we can lower the black in the yellow. There's so many things you can do in Photoshop. Okay, so now her skin is looking a little bit like she's healthy and sick at the same time. So let's go to the red and let's see what we do if we add less red. Nah, I think we're done with Selective Color. I definitely think that helped take away the yellow parts that I didn't like. And so, let's see. Now let's go back to color balance and let's add in more green. More magenta. More red. I like the red. I'm really digging the red. Okay. Okay, so now we have this like overlay of magenta that I don't like. So we're gonna go back to Selective Color and we're going to go to the neutrals and we're going to pull that magenta neutral down just a bit. There we go. So now this is like super magenta and now it's pulled down so that we have a more like, now the model Sierra stands out a lot more from the image. So let's see our progress so far. And let's also add these to one whole group so we can see kind of like what we've done. Wow, wow, look at that. Wow. You know, whenever I do color grading, color correcting, I'm always like, I love how the image looks like straight out of camera, so what else can I possibly make it look like? And then once I get like finagling in Photoshop and playing with the colors and all that, I always end up with something that I'm like, whoa, like I don't even remember what the first one looks like or what the first, like what the out of camera image looked like until I remove all the color grading and I'm like, wow, oh my gosh. Okay, so this looks good. You know, it's very orange, so I think I'm gonna try to, oops, wrong layer. I think I wanna add just a bit more coolness to it. That's not how I wanna add coolness, no way. We're gonna go to photo filter and we're going to check out these cooling filters. We're gonna lower the density a bit. Whoa, okay. So now let's lower the opacity. Oh wow, okay. I love this feeling. This feels like I've made it, I've accomplished something. We're essentially done. This is done. This image is done. This is how I color grade. It's really, what I do is, it's really trial and error, and you know, what you end up with can be so beautiful when you just like experiment. And wow, I need some tea. Wow, I love it. I'd love to know what you think. Let me know in the comments. How would you rate this image? How would you rate the color grading from 1 to 10? That's essentially color grading in a nutshell. There's so many cool ways that you can color grade in Photoshop. The possibilities are literally endless, and it just takes time and curiosity and experimentation. Thank you so much for going along with me on this journey of color grading, color correcting, dodge and burn, and frequency separation on this one image. I hope you got everything you needed out of these tutorials, and if you have any questions or have any cool new different ways to edit, to retouch, to color grade, I'd love to know. Let us know in the comments, and thank you so much for watching.